Hello and welcome to this tea break talk. I'm Jessica from Hull Libraries and today I'm with Natalie Romano from the Hull FC Women's Squad. Hi Natalie.
Hi.
Can you tell us, Natalie, how you came to be a rugby player?
Well, I don't really know myself, to be honest. It was just, at the time it was a bad idea, but it's turned out to be one of the best ideas I've ever had. So, yeah, I started off quite young. I think I was about 8-9 years old. And I only had, I think it was one taster session, and that was it. I was hooked. I just wanted to, go down and train, and thankfully I did. Played at a young age until I could, and then obviously the age and the gender difference I had to stop, and then I had a quite a long break from it, and then went back when my body was telling me no, but I still went back and did it. So yeah, I'm still here now.
And what position do you play?
Well, I'd call myself a loose forward, but I sort of do my own thing really. I get told off because I'm everywhere I'm not supposed to be. So I just go wherever really. But yeah, mainly scrum half or loose forward.
That must have been really difficult to have to stop. And you said that was partly to do with gender. Is that something that's quite common for girls who want to play rugby?
It's not so much now, no. But at the time when I was like 8 years old, you had to play with you was in a team with the boys up until the age of 12. And then I think there was maybe like a year where there was nowhere for me to go, and then the Westall started a girls team, so I went into the girls up until the age of 16, and then again, there wasn't really an open age women's rugby back then, so I stopped. I mean, I had a knee operation anyway, so I was out for a couple of years, but I went back. God, it seems like long ago now, but I'd say about 7 years. About 7 years ago, I went back. So when I was 20, I went back and joined.
So that's a really difficult path then to have followed, the sort of stop and start of it.
Yeah, it's very difficult because your body gets you sort of, you mold your body into being, taking the impact that it takes, and then you have like a good few years off, and then when you go back to it, I mean, it should have put me off, but it didn't. But yeah, so it was molding myself back to getting back into the swing of rugby again. But yeah, it was quite hard, but I mean, I miss it now, so bring it back.
And what sort of reaction did your family have? Were they very encouraging?
My mum drove me absolutely everywhere. My mum sort of pushed me into it. I was a bit like hesitant. I was like, oh well, I don't really know. Like the boys at school used to say to me, like, we don't like girls that play rugby. Because when I was a child, you didn't really ever hear of girls playing rugby, and then obviously I found a massive interest in it. And my whole family of huge Hull FC fans, they follow rugby, and they just said, look, do what you want to do, and I did. So yeah, I'm quite thankful that my family are very supportive. So it's made my journey a lot easier, really.
Oh, thank you for that. And they must be so proud to see you going out there in Hull FC kit, if they're Hull FC supporters.
Especially the Hull FC kit. Yeah, that's one of the highlights for them, I think. I mean, at first when I told them I was going down, there was like, yeah, whatever. And I was like, honestly, and then when I came out in the kit, there was like, bloody hell, she actually, she does. She's gone and done it. So yeah, it was good, very supportive, and it was an eye-watering moment, I suppose.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's going to be lots of proudest moments. Do you want to tell me about some of the proudest moments that you've had with your rugby?
Oh, I've had a lot, really. I've represented both counties. I've represented Yorkshire and Lancashire because I was born in Blackpool. So that makes me, a bit of everything. I'm one of them goodie bags that you get all sorts in. So yeah, I've represented both, which that was really, really nice. My granddad would have loved to have been able to see me. He was born in Lancashire as well, and then obviously I'm a mum, so that was another hard step, like going through having a child and pregnancy, and then I just bounced back really quickly, went straight back into rugby, and being picked as the captain for the Hull FC women's team. They're pretty much all of them, I think. And my daughter being able to stand and, clap at her mum or walk, like she says, walk out with me. So, yeah, it's just all those things, really.
That must be so magical to have your
It
daughter
is.
alongside
It
you.
is, yeah. It's lovely because she's getting to that age now where she's starting to pick up a rugby ball, and, I'm just, by the time she gets to that age, I know that she'll be able to go whichever way she wants to go with it, and I'll support her all the way.
So there could be the start of a family,
Hopefully.
like a rugby playing family of women here.
Yeah.
Yeah, a dynasty. That was what I was trying to find there. Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about being captain and what that means, and what kind of responsibility comes with that?
At first, I was quite. I mean, when the decision was made, I just sort of looked and I was like, "Have you literally just called my name out, or is there somebody else called Natalie?" I was really, really shocked. But yeah, it's really rewarding, and myself and the Hull FC coach Sam, and we work really well together. We try to keep the girls sane, but they're all crazy. We just try to get as much enjoyment out of the training sessions, and progress people where they need to be. I mean, I take more of a role on of supporting and advising. So if anybody's got a problem, if they're just, I'm the shoulder to cry on. I try to bring out the positives and push people to the limits, really. But yeah, other than that, that's probably about it, really. Yeah, I'm just there as a big sister, really.
It must be such an important role for the other players to have somebody anchoring them in that way.
I'd believe, well, I'd hope so. They ring me enough times, so it must be going good. But yeah, no, it's really, really good, and I'm assuming the girls are happy with it. So it's all good.
Yeah, thank you for that. And what about the future, Natalie? Where are your aspirations for the future?
I just want to be able to go as far as I can go as a female rugby player. If that's, if it's gonna, well, I'm hoping to play until my legs fall off. But yeah, just to go as far as I can, and to advise, or just if anybody wants to go and play rugby, I want to be able to give them the advice that they need, and maybe help them progress or push them into the right team. Rugby in Hull it's quite limited, with it being just small on its own. There's no feeder teams around it. So yeah, my goal really would be to try and get it as big as it can be in Hull and get as many people interested.
And is that part of the change you'd like to see for the future for rugby, for women's rugby?
As I said, it's really limited in Hull because you have, obviously, we don't really have any feeder teams around Hull, so it's literally just Hull. So yeah, I mean, I'd like to get a lot more interest in Hull and get a lot more pathways going, so that when I was 9, there wasn't the pathway. I couldn't move up and up and up. I had to stop at a certain age, and for me, it was really hard. And I would like to see somebody, in the pathway for as long as they can, really.
That's great, thank you. And if there's any girls or women who would like to play rugby who are watching this, what would you say to them?
I'd tell them, give me a message. It's absolutely amazing. It's the best thing I ever did. I mean, it's it sort of molded me to be not to be the person I am, but it's taught me a lot of values in life. So yeah, it's absolutely great, and the social side of it, it's just wonderful. So yeah, if anybody wants to give it a go, just don't even think about it, just do it. Get yourself a pair of boots, a gum shield, and come and get your knees muddy.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much indeed, Natalie.
Thank you.